Welcome to episode 56 of the Twig Snapper Podcast. Today I'm joined by Jenna Seibold. She goes to Endicott and she's a dual sport athlete. She plays hockey and field hockey. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Well, I can't complain. I've been better, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot to talk about with both sports and a lot within both sports, some success. And so we got quite a bit we can talk about. Might as well start off with your first season was COVID season, which obviously was different than anyone was used to. It wasn't the full college experience. Athletics was way different. So what was that like for you coming in? You didn't get to experience, college athletics. It's harder to like kind of figure out everything and you get your foot in the door. Obviously as a freshman, it had to have been tough to deal with. So talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah. So, like you said, it was different for everyone, but coming in, the tone was pretty much set right away where we had to practice every day like we were going to get sent home the next day. Um, Nothing was really guaranteed. So, what we were doing COVID year, we knew was going to set us up for how our season was going to go the next year. So, pretty much using COVID year as a step up from other teams. So, like, not really taking days off. And yeah, like I said, just practicing every day. Like, nothing was guaranteed for the next day. But I'm grateful to play the amount of games we did. Six games for hockey and 3 for field hockey in the spring. But it was definitely weird playing with a mask on. So that was something I
Yeah,
had to get used to.
no fans and only playing 6 games. I mean, usually the schedule is 20 plus. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a different adjustment. And to do that as a freshman, I know obviously a lot of people, everyone, either missed out on their senior year of high school or their freshman year of college. And it's just, not the same to come into college. That freshman year is supposed to be you meet all your new friends and everything else. And it just was way different.
Yeah. I think being on a team, you had 20 plus girls to help you through that. Like, we were all going through the same thing. So I think being on 2 teams, having them with me through it all was made it a lot easier knowing we were all dealing with it. There was nothing we could do about it. So how are we going to make the most of what we have?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that helped a lot. Last year, you guys for hockey, you made it to the NCAA tournament and you lost in the first round. So I'm assuming losing in the first round, you guys got a little bit of a taste. You're kind of hungry for more. Just talk about the experience though of making it there, to that stage.
Yeah. It was awesome. First real hockey season, and playing Middlebury in the first round was an experience. It was good. Obviously we were nervous, but I think having that much pressure on you is a privilege. So everything that we've done to make it to that point is what we wanted. Our goal every year is to play in March, and that's what we're doing. That's what we did last year. So we're looking to get further than we did last year. And after that game, we kind of took a step back, and we're already starting to plan what we could do better, how we can better prepare for the next season. So yeah, definitely lights a fire inside you. Middlebury kicking us out of field hockey and hockey, NCAA. So definitely
Yeah,
gets you up.
I was gonna mention that when we talked about field hockey, the fact that you lost to them in both of them in the national tournament kind of stings a little bit more when it's the same place that booted you out.
Yeah.
And you just like you said, you're fighting for it again this year. You guys play Suffolk in the conference championship on Saturday. So, kind of, what's your mentality going into that game? Knowing what's on the line.
Yeah. So ever since I've been here, it's been us and Suffolk in the first and second seed. So it's always a battle with them. They're a good team. But going into it, we know we're not going to change how we play, whoever our opponent is. So if we keep doing what we're doing, we've been on a high recently. So if we just come out like we have been, I think we'll be okay. women's hockey has never won a CCC championship on the road, so we're looking to change that, make some history there. So we're pretty fired up. So
Well, yeah, of course. It's exciting. Obviously, it's nerve-wracking to a point, but it's also there's a thrill to that nervousness. And like you said, the pressure is good. So it's an exciting, the spring is the best season for sports. I mean, yeah, the fall, there's a lot of exciting things, but with college hockey playoffs, conference tournaments, college basketball conference tournaments and playoffs, the spring is just so exciting. And just this couple of months here, where everything is just, you never know who's going to win in any of these games. It's wild going into it. There's upsets, just tight games, and everyone's battling to keep playing, and everyone wants that end goal. So it's a really exciting time of year.
yeah, we know it's going to be a hard game. I think them beating us in the regular season by 1 point has helped fuel us up. But yeah, we know there's been a lot of upsets, especially this year in playoff hockey. So I think we're a little more motivated being in the second seed. Honestly, we know it's hard to get to 1, but it's harder to stay there. So we're excited for that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then also this year, you had your first career goal, milestone that everyone wants, everyone dreams about, and then when you finally get it, it's like a load of bricks is off your shoulders. You finally get that goal. So tell us a little bit about that goal for you.
Yeah, about time, junior year, right? But no, it's funny because our coach has been telling the D to do this certain play, and we haven't done it. And I had the opportunity to try it, and it went in. But I think our team is very on the same page with, we play as 5, we're a team. So it's exciting, but we don't really pay attention to individual stats as long as we're winning. Person who gets the assist is just as important as who got the goal. So yeah, definitely exciting, but as long as we're winning and playing together.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, that's a good team mentality to have, and have a good cohesive group. And obviously, if you get too sucked into individual stats, people are just so worried about getting that next goal, it becomes selfish, and selfish play doesn't win games. I mean,
Mhm.
even if you've got one person who's just fantastic and they can score and they can do all this stuff, eventually you're going to get a team that, like you said, just cares about winning as a team, and they're going to beat the team with the selfish playing.
Yeah, we always say if you care that much about your individual stats, go play an individual sport. Like, you know,
Yeah, right. Yeah, play
this is a
play,
team of people. So
play tennis singles or run track or something if that's what you care about.
yeah,
So, like I mentioned, you're a dual sport athlete, hockey and field hockey. You're going to be the second dual sport athlete we've had on. At the time of recording, nobody's going to have known that because I just recorded the other one. But by the time people watch your episode, you're the second dual sport athlete. So hockey and field hockey, there's a slight overlap in those seasons. The end of field hockey overlaps with the start of ice hockey. So how do you deal with that? Like, do you start practicing hockey when you're still finishing up field hockey, or do you just completely wait till field hockey is over?
yeah. So during field hockey season, I'm all in with field hockey. So team meetings, stuff like that, I don't go to. I'm focused on field hockey, but in the mornings, the ice is open before I have class. So I'll go skate before class, not with anyone, just to, I mean, skating shape is so different. So you got to start getting your legs under you, but that's about it. And depending how far we go in field hockey is how much I miss for ice hockey. So this year we lost in the championship for field hockey. So I got to start a little bit earlier. I still need a week of practice before I can start games, but same thing with hockey. Once I'm in hockey, I don't do anything with field hockey. They have morning conditioning and team lifts, but whatever season I'm in, I'm all in with that sport. And the coaches are really good with that, which really helps. They understand I'm not going to be at anything if I'm in another sport. So that
What
helps.
about in the off season? Do you devote more time to one or the other?
So off season, so in the spring, I'll take a couple weeks off whenever hockey season ends, and then we have a field hockey spring season, so I'll go do that. But in the summertime, just go to the gym. I go to Institute of Performance and Fitness. It's a great place, and yeah, I'll go to the field like 3 times a week, and then I'll skate 2 to 3 times a week. So I try to balance it out, but knowing field hockey comes first, I need to be in running shape. So that's kind of a priority in the summertime. So
Yeah, a lot of dry land training too, but which also helps with hockey. I mean, a lot of hockey you do some dry land training. Do you have more of a passion for one? Do you enjoy one more than the other?
um, I mean, I love both, but I've been playing ice hockey longer. I started field hockey in high school, so yeah.
Do you like if you only could play one of them for the rest of your life, would you pick ice hockey?
Yeah, I would.
So you said you started playing field hockey in high school. Do you think most people that play field hockey have played ice hockey?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of overlap. Um, Ice hockey, I feel like a lot of people go to prep school for that. That's really common. And a lot of schools require you to play 3 sports or be doing an activity after school. So I feel like that's pretty common. Field hockey in the fall, and then go play ice hockey in the winter, and then spring, softball or lacrosse. But
Do you think playing ice hockey helps with field hockey and playing field hockey helps with ice hockey, or there's too many differences where it really doesn't help?
um, honestly, I think it's both. Like, I'm a defender in hockey and a forward in field hockey. So and if you asked me to play the other position in the sport, I would have no idea what I'm doing. But it's definitely weird only being able to be a righty in field hockey and being a lefty in ice hockey. But it still takes time to get used to in the fall, not picking up sticks in field hockey and not being able to really do any physical contact. You get a whistle. So that definitely takes a while to get used to. I don't know if I've even gotten used to it yet, but yeah.
Do you think one is more like physically draining than the other?
I think they're both physically draining in their own way. Like field hockey's a lot of running, but again, hockey shape is so different from running shape. So I think the beginning of hockey season is when I feel the most drained just because running and skating is completely different movements. So yeah.
So I mean, you're pretty busy all the way from all through fall, winter, and then early spring. So those 3 weeks you said you take off must be pretty nice to take a step back and just relax for a little bit after being on the go for so long.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, I like to be that busy. If I'm not doing
Yeah.
anything, I feel like in season, my grades are a lot better too. Like I have a lot more structure. So I think being in season pretty much year round uh, helps me overall. So
Yeah, it helps have some sort of a structure to the day. You've got a schedule that you follow, practice every, games, and it's pretty consistent. And like you said, kind of helps. With field hockey, there's a few exciting things that you guys have had. This year, like you said, you lost in the conference championship, but in the regular season, you guys beat number 4 Tufts in overtime. Talk about that game. It had to have been a pretty exciting game to go to OT and then to win it over the number 4 team.
yeah, that was awesome. That was a huge boost of confidence. And I think after that, we realized if we play like we did in that game, we could beat anyone that we put our mind to. I think we were so mentally prepared with our passes were so sharp, our communication was like the best it's been all season. That I don't remember many games specifically, but that one sticks with me. So it was really
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah, I'm sure some of those, obviously those kind of milestone games, and they're gonna stick with you more. And like those are like, yeah, okay, even if you guys lost the conference championship, it's still a good step for your program. Like we just beat the number 4 team. We know we can beat these teams throughout the year. Um, And you guys have had a lot of success in field hockey. In 2021, you guys were conference champs, and you made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament where you lost to Middlebury like you did in hockey. Take us through that whole, stretch of time there, winning the conference championship, going through the first two rounds.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, I think COVID year was able to put us ahead. So, I think using that year to our advantage, putting in that work day in and day out, our success the following season comes all the way back to that. So, yeah, I think all the hard work paid off and it felt really good. So, I mean, when you lose in the conference championship, that motivates you, but when you win, that motivates you just as much. Like you know what it feels like and you want to feel that again. So, again with the pressure going to Middlebury, I don't know how many national titles they have, a lot, but yeah, going up there and having that much pressure on you is a privilege to know that all the work that we've put in got us all the way there, and we lost, but again, we can take a step back and figure out what we need to fix and use it to our advantage again coming up season.
How many teams make it to the national tournament for field hockey?
I want to say 10, around there. I think one team from our conference. So whoever wins the CCC goes. But yeah, I don't know the exact amount.
But it's a smaller number. So to even make it to the first round, even if you lose, is an impressive achievement. And then to make it to the second round, obviously, like you said, Middlebury with a lot of championships, you're playing the best competition there is. It's got to feel, I mean, obviously losing it never feels good, but it should help a little that you lose to a really good team. Like, okay, there's a reason why they're so good. They beat us. It doesn't hurt as much opposed to, getting upset when you can beat a team that just kills. So like losing to Middlebury, it's like you made it that far to play against that competition. Obviously you wanted to win, but in the end of the day, I feel like for me personally, when you lose to the best, it doesn't hurt as much.
Agreed. And knowing that we could stick with them like we did
Yeah.
for a while, that is definitely a boost of confidence too. So
Right, exactly. It's like you said, losing brings you some motivation, and so does winning. And there are different kinds of motivation, and obviously both are helpful. I don't know if one's more helpful than the other. It's different. Like when you lose, you said you get that fuel to like you want to go back, and you were there. You want to go back and win, and then when you win, you want it again. So they're both helpful, and just making it there is an incredible achievement. You have a pretty good hockey family. Your brother played at Stonehill and your sister played at Wesleyan. So growing up, were you guys pretty competitive, with like hockey and sports and stuff?
yeah, always. I remember I was really little. I think I was 5, and my mom got me figure skates, and my older 3 siblings all played. So they were making fun of me pretty bad. So I cried to my mom. I'm like, "You got to get me hockey skates. I can't I can't do figure skating." Um, so yeah, I was always competitive, always outside, playing pretty much whatever we could get our hands on. But I think seeing them be as successful as they were also motivated me to want to do what they did. Um, so actually, my brother did a PG year at Williston, and I was kind of going back and forth with wanting to go to prep school. So after he went, he came home and was like, "Jenna's got to go." So I thank him for that because I didn't want to go at first, and now that I went, I can't imagine not going
Not
there. It was
going,
a great
yeah.
experience. Yeah. So yeah, all
Do
of
you
them
guys
were good. So
do you guys keep in touch a lot? Like, like do they text you after your games and say stuff or different things?
yeah, all the time. They're at a lot of our games. I'm only 20 minutes from home, so that's really nice. I come home a lot, so I'm really close with them and my parents. So they've kind of, I think my dad being my coach growing up really helped me fall in love with hockey. So
Yeah. And the fact that, your siblings played it and you didn't want to be a figure skater.
yeah.
That's funny. I mean, that's like, one of the driving reasons you played hockey is how little were you compared to them?
So they're 5 and 6 years older than me. So when I remember they would be going to the gym in the summer at like 6 a.m. and I couldn't be home alone. And I was like, I'm not doing summer camp. I don't want to do that. So they would send me with them. So for as long as I can remember, I've been getting up with them and going to work out with them, which is, I think, gave me a lot of discipline. So I've been doing that ever since. So yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun.
Well, we mentioned how busy you are from fall through winter and spring with field hockey and hockey, but when you're not playing those sports, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun?
Um, so I actually just registered for the Pan Mass Challenge. That's a
Yeah,
bike
I
ride.
saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah, so that's from Sturbridge to the Bourne Bridge. So I'll be training for that. Our school's right on the beach, so I went on a little ocean jumping streak for as long as I could. So that was fun. I went 434 days every day. Then we went away for the NCAAs for field hockey, so I had to stop. But yeah, that's about it. I always like to be doing something, keep
Yeah,
myself busy. So
keeping active. How far is that race? How many
it's,
miles is it?
I think 110 miles.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's that's a lot. And when is it?
August 5th.
And have you already started training or are you waiting till hockey's done?
I'm gonna wait till hockey's done and then give myself a couple weeks off and then start doing that. So that should be a cool experience. I'm doing it by myself. It was kind of I knew about it, and then one day I was like, I'm just gonna register and see how it
Yeah.
goes.
So what made you want to? I mean, is it something you had thought about before or just like you were just like, I want to conquer this?
I've known about it for a while, but it's I think it's the top event for fundraising for cancer, and I think that's really cool. It was something that I wanted to be a part of, and I don't know. I feel like I'm the type if I want to do something, I'm not gonna push it off. So
Yeah.
one day an ad came up, and I was like, I'm gonna register. So
Yeah. Do you know how many people do it?
I don't know how many people do it, but I know it's a lot. So I'm not really worried about doing it by myself. I think I'll be around enough people.
Yeah. Yeah. What about what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? Um, Probably The Outer Banks. I just finished season 3. Um,
Never watched it.
no,
My fiance loves it. She's been, poking at me to watch it, and I'm like, I don't know. I've heard mixed. Some people like it, and I've also heard it's just like a show that's like kind of like a teen girl show. I've heard like, no, it's for everyone. You'd like it. And I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
it's pretty good. I also have this. I don't know what it is. I love Navy SEALs. I'm like obsessed with Navy SEALs. So the selection, that's got to be number 2. That's a good one.
The what is it?
The selection. So they take everyday people and bring them through Navy SEAL training and
Hmm.
see how long they can go. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Did you or have you seen the Special Forces World's Toughest Test where they took all the celebrities and they put them through Special Forces training?
I've heard of that. I haven't watched it yet, but that's on
It's
my
pretty
list.
good. It's like 10 days and I don't know, there's some Olympic athletes and some singers and reality TV stars and different stuff and you got to try to like make it to 10 days and doing all this crazy stuff. It's pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that
If you
sounds.
like the Navy SEAL show, you'd probably like that.
Yeah, I'll give that a watch.
What about pump up music? Do you have like a certain song or genre that really gets you going before games?
So I'm kind of weird with music. I don't listen to pump up music until I'm getting dressed for the game. So I'll listen to like Noah Khan, Zach Bryan, and then once I start getting dressed, I'll listen to like Machine Gun Kelly, Avicii, stuff like that. But I'm very superstitious, so I got the same order of songs
Same
before.
order of songs every game.
Yeah,
You don't get sick of it?
I do, but I have to do it.
Do you have any other superstitions before games that you do other than the same songs?
Um, I sleep at home when I have a game the next day. I come home, sleep here, and that's about it. I
Is that the same for
Get my Starbucks, and then my sandwich, and then I like to be there early. So that's that's about it. Same routine every game. So
is that the same for field hockey and ice hockey?
field hockey, I don't really have. I'm not as superstitious for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, I don't really have a. I have a routine, but it's not listening to the same exact songs for
You're
field
not
hockey.
like if you do something different, you're not afraid that it's gonna affect the game.
Yeah, yeah,
That's kind of funny. I don't know. I couldn't. I feel like superstition or not, I just get sick of the same songs over and over.
I do.
Are you are you listening to like old Machine Gun Kelly or new Machine Gun Kelly?
um, I'd say a little bit of both. Love Race by him is the last song I play before I take my headphones out. So I get sick of that one, but I force myself to listen to it.
So off season, you're not listening to it at all because you just had way too much of it.
Yeah, not at all. Delete that playlist.
Do you change it from year to year, or is it the same playlist every year?
No, I change it year to year.
Okay.
That would be a lot.
Yeah, so you delete it, and then you start from scratch, and then you listen to it for the whole season, and then at the end of the season, you delete it. You get a new one next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gets annoying,
Uh,
but I gotta do it. So
right. Yeah, you've got to do whatever. Some people they got to wear the same pair of socks, or they wear things inside out, or like whatever your superstition is, whatever works for you, you got to do it.
yeah.
So there's one more thing before we wrap up here. You said that you like ocean jumping. That's one of your hobbies. What is ocean jumping? You just like go to like cliffs and jump in the ocean, or what?
No, so when we got there, when it was COVID year, or I think it was my sophomore year because we went to the NCAA's, but the beach was right across from my dorm. So after we ran or had a tough practice, we'd go jump in the ocean. So then I started doing it every morning just to wake me up. And then I made a bet with my trainer at the gym that I would go till December or maybe November 20 something for a sweatshirt. So I was like, now I have to do it. It wasn't even for the sweatshirt. It was like, I got to prove him wrong. So then I kept going. And then Sammy Davis, she plays on the Boston Pride now. She went to BU. We did a fundraiser in December for Travis Roy Foundation. So 25 days of jumping in the ocean, or 24. And all the money that we raised went to that foundation. So at that point, it was like Christmas and I was still going in. And I was like, I'm just going to see if I can do it for a year. So I did it the whole rest of the winter. And then I had to go to South Boston to go in the water when we were home for a while for COVID. And I met the state trooper at a coffee shop at the same time every morning. And he does Massachusetts State Police Hockey Foundation. So he does a bunch of fundraisers, and I could see him kind of looking at me weird. I'd be in like a towel on my head and a coat with slippers, shorts on. So one day he pulled me over when I was leaving the coffee shop, and he was like, I just got to know, what are you doing? I'm like, so I told him. So he gave me a sweatshirt, and then I got involved with raising some money for that. So yeah, I just kind of went as long as I could. And then we had to go to New York play Vassar for field hockey, and I had to stop, but I still do it maybe once or twice a week when I can if it's not freezing, but I like it. It feels good. You should try it.
Well, I don't have any oceans near me here
Oh,
up in
yeah.
Michigan, and to be honest, I don't really want to jump in the lake in the middle of winter.
That's fair.
They do this polar plunge. They cut like a hole in the ice. There's a canal that runs between Houghton and Hancock, and they cut a hole in the ice, and people do this polar plunge, and they like jump in the ice water. And I don't know what would make anyone want to do that at all, unless you're pushed in. Usually, I grew up on my parents. A lot of family had places on Lake Superior, um, cabins and stuff, and on the beach. So like early spring, sometimes I'll like run and jump in the water, and I mean it's like yeah, maybe it's in like the water's in the 50s or something. So like it's pretty cold, but that's about all I can do. Like maybe sometime in May, just like run, beeline it into the water, and scream like a girl, and then little kid like a little girl, and then just hoof it on out as fast as possible. That's the closest I'm gonna get to year round jumping in the water.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it felt good. My mom was like, "Is that safe?" I'm like, "I think." I put a hat on.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, a lot of people talk about like cold water and like how it opens your system and it helps with everything. There's a lot of professional athletes that, obviously ice baths and different stuff, but I feel like I think Mark Wahlberg would post videos of him working out, and he would, 3 a.m, he'd go jump in some freezing cold pond to like, I don't know, for his workout.
Yeah. Cold showers in the morning.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
If you want to get up at 3 a.m. and go jump in the ocean,
Yeah. Why not?
you'll have to try that middle of the night. See if it makes a difference.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Do it before a game. Just open yourself up.
Okay, I'll try it. I can't try it. It's too late now, though. Too superstitious. I'll try it.
Right. Yeah.
Right
Right.
next
Now,
year.
especially with the big game on Saturday, you can't throw a new routine in there. It would just screw it all up.
Yeah.
But next
Yeah.
year, you'll have to make it. Add it to the playlist. You'll have to do it every time. Same thing.
All right, I will. No, that's awesome.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up here. Yeah, thank you for coming on. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.